Hop aboard, we're riding the groove. Ashley at the helm, got nothing to lose. Master ROCHEE drops the wisdom so clear. Sir STEVEO's vibes bring the rhythm near. Mama ROCHEE's heart keeps the love in flow, and Nancy's got the spark to help you grow. It's a journey through health, wellness and beats, cannabis care and the people we meet. A podcast of unity, peace and soul. On the groove train, we're making you whole. All aboard the groove train, feel the vibe, where the music and the learning collide. Health, cannabis, and stories to share. Unity and peace, spreading love everywhere. Guests in the spotlight, stories to unfold. Wisdom in the words, treasures untold. Wellness in the rhythm, healing in the song. The groove train's rolling, bringing us along. Cannabis care with a mindful twist. Music for the soul you don't want to miss. Every episode's a chance to grow. With Ashley and the crew, the good vibes flow. All aboard the groove train, feel the vibe, where the music and the learning collide. Health, cannabis, and stories to share. Unity and peace, spreading love everywhere. Oh, oh, everywhere. Feel the beat, it's a healing sound. Voices of love, harmonies found. Join the circle, we're stronger as one. Groove trains rolling till the journey's done. Till the journey's done. Oh, so light up your mind, let the wisdom ignite. The groove train's here, bringing joy and light. Ashley, ROCHEE, STEVEO, Nancy too. Mama ROCHEE's love will carry you through. A podcast of passion, of learning, of peace, peace. The groove train rolls and the love won't cease.
Tickets, please. All aboard the Groove Train.
Hop aboard, we're riding the groove. Ashley at the helm, got nothing to lose. Master ROCHEE drops the wisdom so clear. Sir STEVEO's vibes bring the rhythm near. Mama ROCHEE's heart keeps the love in flow. Green thumb's got the spark to help you grow. It's a journey
Through health, wellness and beats, cannabis care and the people we meet. A podcast of unity, peace and soul. On the groove train, we're making you whole. All aboard the groove train, feel the vibe, where the music and the learning collide. Health, cannabis, and stories to share. Unity and peace, spreading love everywhere. Guests in the spotlight, stories to unfold. Wisdom in the words, treasures untold. Wellness in the rhythm, healing in the song. The groove train's rolling, bringing us along. Cannabis care with a mindful twist. Music for the soul you don't want to miss. Every episode's a chance to grow. With Ashley and the crew, the good vibes flow. All aboard the groove train, feel the vibe, where the music and the learning collide. Health, cannabis, and stories to share. Unity and peace, spreading love everywhere. Oh, oh, everywhere. Feel the beat, it's a healing sound. Voices of love, harmonies found. Join the circle, we're stronger as one. Groove trains rolling till the journey's done. Till the journey's done. Oh, so light up your mind, let the wisdom ignite. The groove train's here, bringing joy and light. Ashley, ROCHEE, STEVEO, Nancy too. Mama ROCHEE's love will carry you through.
A podcast of passion, of learning, of peace. Peace. The groove train rolls and the love won't cease.
You're standing on the platform. Destination unknown. Only one way to get there. All aboard the groove train.
Choo-choo. Choo-choo, everybody. I'm trying to fix some destinations here that it keeps giving me error.
I wonder if that's not around 5 too.
How's everybody doing this fine
Hey,
Friday?
choo-choo, everybody. Or
Chugga,
shout,
chugga, chugga. Choo-choo.
yeah, Mama Roachee. Yeah, you guys have had one hell of an experience that we're all looking forward to hearing about here in a minute. I tell you, so stick around, everybody. It's a hell of a story, that's for
It'll
sure.
be a ride. Hell of a ride.
It was definitely kind of a ride.
Yep, and really rather not be the person telling this story.
Yeah, exactly.
Storm's going on right now. So, yeah. Again.
Yeah, I tell you, they've been coming across the plains in the Midwest and heading on out east, and I see all the time now videos that they're getting of some incredible tornadoes. It's crazy.
So the tornado that hit us was a rain-shrouded tornado. An F1 rain-shrouded tornado. So you couldn't see it. It just looked like a wall of rain. The neighbors that reported that it was an actual touchdown of a tornado said they watched it come down over the school and hit the corner down here. And our town is only, 5 blocks long?
Yeah, 450 people is
what was affected. Yeah, our town is 451 is what they said. 451 people were affected.
But yeah, it was kind of crazy. They have a drone footage of it, and the tornado that affected us passed right in front of the house. We were very, very lucky. Thank you, Ann. Thank you very much. Panda, hello. Yeah, I mean, everybody around us had major damage. And, if you see some of those pictures from other tornadoes or fires where there's one house standing
that has like minimal damage, that's us.
That's us. I mean, we still took damage and a lot of debris, but our neighbor, which is right next door, because it's kind of funny. We don't have much of a front yard, but we have a huge side yard, a huge backyard, and another smaller side yard. The house that's right next to us had their roof lifted up and moved 2 feet. The house directly across the road from us has another garage roof in their garage.
In the side, sticking out of the side of their garage.
And they're missing the roof. The other house across from us,
missing the bedroom and the roof.
Yeah, missing a bedroom and a roof. The house behind them is pretty much totally gone.
Now we're here, they're missing roofs.
Missing roofs behind us, they're missing roofs. We are very, very, very lucky. Also, we were in the front room when it happened, and how those windows didn't get blown out, I
honestly think the plywood that was up against the front of the house stopped the window.
Yeah, we opened up our door after it, and there was a piece of sheeting
blocking the whole front yard.
Yeah, stuck between our front porch post and our railing that got wedged in there. And honestly, if it hadn't, it would have come through the front door.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys was being watched and protected. That's
what I said, I told STEVEO last night, I said, through it all, I said, the fortunate thing is, as small as our town is, the communities all come together. We've all been out helping each other clean up. You know, we helped the neighbors in front of us, the neighbors over there, the neighbors here clean up their yards. Today we spent the day cleaning up our yard and dragging sheeting and pieces of other people's property to the front of the yard. And the most fortunate thing is that in our little town, with all the damage that was sustained, there was not one injury.
Not one injury.
Power lines down the middle of the streets, not one injury in town, and that we are blessed. We are thankful. We are.
Hello, Dollyweed. Hello, Jeremy.
It's amazing. It's amazing to think how lucky we all are. You know, the houses, and it's just things. The things that we, you know, it sucks when your stuff is damaged and destroyed, but at the same time, it's just things.
Yeah.
I think we got more out helping the 70-year-old neighbor across the street clean her yard.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have some pretty elderly neighbors that needed some help. I mean, there was one guy you guys were explaining that his house's roof was blown up and picked up and moved a couple feet off of his foundation, right?
Yeah, next door. Yeah. Well, they said, well, and like everybody around here sustained horrible. I mean, we got off so lucky. I mean, we have minor roof damage, stuff, you know, metal stuck into the roof from other people's houses. You know, the gutters are damaged from the plywood hitting the house and stuff like that.
Well, you know, the same guy that his roof got picked up and moved, he has a 1x2
sticking through his wall right here.
Sticking through his wall that actually went through the whole wall.
Through the siding and came out his dining room. Yeah. I have pictures of it, actually. He says he's got a new hat rack.
Yeah.
But, you know, very scary. And, you know, we, like he said, we don't have a center room. So there's nowhere for us to go to get away from anything.
Well, the music room here, the studio is probably the best room in the house.
But
let's hear this rescue story.
On the rescue story. Rescue story is we're sitting on the sofa watching TV, and the alert comes across. The first alert comes across, and then the second alert comes across, and I said, I just got an alert, and I just got another alert, and then it was 10 minutes left of the warning. 10 minutes left of the tornado warning, so we're thinking we're in the clear, and then all of a sudden the wind just picks up. And we have a front porch. Our overhang comes out over the front porch about 8 feet.
Yeah,
so when rain starts hitting the windows on the front porch, you know the wind's kicking pretty good.
Yeah, right.
Well, it didn't slow down. It didn't stop. It got louder. It got stronger. And my wonderful husband throws me on the ground. Me and Lily got thrown on the ground in the middle of the living room floor, and he covered us with his body. And that's the first time Master has been on top of me in a minute, by the way.
What's up with that?
Get off of me. What are you doing? Get off of me.
So really scary. And like we were telling you, you know, I was more scared when it got quiet, when it was over with. That's what scares me.
Mm-hmm.
And us and all the neighbors went outside. We had to move plywood to get out the front door, and it was rough. It was a mess. It looked like a bomb went off.
Oh yeah.
But our question for tonight is emergency preparedness.
How can you prepare?
Doesn't it make you really start to think about having food and water, things of that sort? I mean, they were really great about getting your poles replaced that were ripped out for the electricity. I mean, they got your electric back on right away. But, you know, that doesn't always happen. And you would have lost all the food in the refrigerator. You possibly couldn't have cooked anything unless your grill still worked. And, you know, it's just, you know, I think that everybody should have some sort of at least a basic emergency plan.
Yeah.
And this really
Yeah.
taught me that lesson because I was worried to death when I found out that that happened to you guys.
Well, we kind of got lucky because last summer when we were vending, we bought a generator.
Yeah.
So we bought it for when we're out vending, so we have lights at our booth.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I mean, we probably only ran the generator what 4 hours, 5 hours yesterday.
You know, I guess that, you know, the thing is, I grew up kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Mhm.
So our big thing for emergency preparedness, and not only were tornadoes and, you know, that, but was also snowstorms.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a few things that you can really do to help yourself. Excuse me. Number one, I'm kind of old fashioned, and growing up, we never had batteries in the flashlights when we needed them and stuff. So I'm a big candle guy.
I am too.
And
Yeah.
I buy these emergency, 4 or 5 hour candle packs, and they have saved our asses more times than not.
Yeah, and not only with the emergency candle, it's not just light; it's heat as well.
Yeah.
It may not be much, but more than what you have.
Right. But
So
in a
those are-
closed area, it can provide heat.
Yeah.
So,
Can you go out?
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think that we're learning a big lesson from this. If we can all do that, that would be one thing that could come out of this. You know.
Well, you know, we were talking about a couple of things before the show, and we're going to get into that. But one of the biggest things that I have found for our personal emergency preparedness is everybody has electronic devices, cell phones, and stuff, and that is kind of our lifeline now to the outside community. This has been a lifesaver. My little JBL Charge 5, because not only is it a Bluetooth speaker, but it will also hold a charge to charge your phones and anything else in an emergency situation if you have power go out. And we have used that several times.
Well, that's great. That's a good feature. Now that's a JBL, huh? Everybody should check into that. Yeah.
For real. I don't know that those
What about
phone battery packs too would be something good to have on hand too.
Yeah, having those, rechargeable packs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at least
'cause I've
you're
often-
able to get something different.
Yeah, if nothing else, I thought about my plants. If I lost electricity and couldn't have the lights on, what would I do? I would need a backup for that. I like these electric ones that they have now instead of using generators that stink so bad, and they're quieter.
Oh, yeah, the solar.
And you can get them for, $100, $150. You can get a real nice one. I don't think it'll power up your house, but you can plug in your refrigerator. You can plug in lights, whatever you need,
Yeah, I'd like to get one of those.
That's what we did with our generator. Was we set it outside the back door, plugged in the refrigerator, the coffee pot, and charged our phone.
There you go. 3 plugs. That's nice.
No, Joshua, we didn't end up in Oz. I stay in Oz.
Yeah, but they wanted to.
Did you meet the Wicked Witch?
Let me tell you about the Wicked Witch.
I'm sitting right here.
Oh shit! I set you up for that one. Sorry.
Hello, Gina. How are you?
Actually, she is the head Wicked Witch Munchkin of Oz.
Is that it?
Didn't get mixed a lot.
So now,
It didn't-
there's a lot to be prepared for, like electricity going out. But at the same time, the biggest worry around here right now is all these people without roofs are the temperatures are going to drop this week. So what can you do when the temperature drops and you have no power? Well, we have gas stove, and you can light your gas stove and heat your home.
There you go.
But
heat your
there's
home.
not heat your home, but heat a room or keep it a little bit, temperate. But there's a trick to that too as well. If you have a gas stove and you light your burners and you see orange flames, do not use those to heat your home, because any orange flame on a stove is putting off carbon monoxide. So that is a crucial thing to know. I know we used to turn the oven on.
Yeah.
We used to turn the oven on and open the door, and that works. But like I said, as far as the stovetop burners, because with no power, your oven doesn't light.
Right.
So you can light your burners, but as long as it's burning blue. And that's something that a lot of people don't realize. If you have orange flames on your stovetop, have it checked out, because that means you're putting carbon monoxide into your home.
Mm.
It's just a little tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other thing we were talking about was water storage. Water storage is crucial.
Right.
Yeah. Any glass?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the biggest thing, because especially with a tornado, it's not just the water getting shut off, but sometimes the water supply becomes damaged, from whatever water mains breaking, things of that sort, mixing with sewage perhaps, or whatever, if they're recycling the water from the sewage plants, and stuff.
Yeah.
And, there's just a lot to think about there. It's clean water that we're looking for, not just water,
Right.
It's like you wouldn't want to drink water out of your toilet just because it's available,
Mm-hmm.
But for those of us that do canning or stuff like that, if you have clean canning jars that you store, don't store them empty. Always fill them with water and store them. For one, it's in a glass container, so you're not getting that plastic, and you're taking up that space on your shelf anyways with the jar. Make sure it's full. So fill it with water if you have empty jars that you're storing.
Right. It's better than having cases of plastic bottles that will sit there, get warm, and as you store them, they even leach the plastic into the water.
Absolutely.
BPA free just means it doesn't have BPAs. It doesn't mean that you still get plastic leached into your water. And they even have a specification, I don't know what it is, but, to where it's acceptable to have a certain amount of microplastics in the water or the drink or food or whatever it is. And when zero is what our body needs, we can't get rid of this a lot of the time once it's in our bodies and the damage that it does. It's like a heavy metal at this, the same severity level, I believe.
Absolutely. Yeah. What say you?
Well, I say that they're finding heavy metals more in people's brains now.
They are.
With plastic.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I say I'm not doing too good.
The food we're
What do
eating.
you need? What can I get you? What can I help you with, dear sir?
I don't know.
I'll be right back.
So,
Yeah. Maybe it's time to check your blood, bro. Just
oh, you
Well,
got
no. Yeah, no, I'm going low, and I just ate dinner, so I'm not sure why.
Did you take your insulin after dinner?
Yeah, actually, while I was eating, and
Oh, well, maybe that's it. You just might need more food or some juice.
yeah, I think. We're talking about tornadoes and weather emergencies. Something else that we did, and it may you see these advertisements, and we got in on it. These I call it backpacking food, survival food.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where they send you a free survival pack.
This is stuff that's a good idea to have put back in case, we were very lucky because the incident that happened was not widespread. Had more towns and communities been involved, and had damage, we wouldn't had the power and stuff back on as fast as
I guess
what
that's
happened.
thankful that we live in a small town.
Right. But I mean, if West Terre Haute or some of these other communities had been hit like we had been hit, the resources would have been spread much thinner. So, you know, look at the folks in North Carolina and other places that, you know, have been weeks and months without,
Yeah.
you know, being prepared. So, yeah, I think everybody should be prepared to go 2, 3, 4 days without, you know, without water, power, resources.
I say a generator is a good idea, especially for growers too. I mean, if your plant is your medicine and you need your medicine, generator is definitely a good idea because you can keep your grow going.
Right. Got to keep that medicine growing.
Yeah, for sure.
STEVEO
Which
was
brings up
talking about-
injuries. Sometimes there are injuries during emergencies.
Yeah. STEVEO was talking about the solar power unit. And, you know, you could go to Harbor Freight and pick those up for fairly, you know, a relatively inexpensive cost. The actual cost associated with them is the deep cycle batteries you have to buy.
Yeah.
But again, you know, it's good to have, you know, 3 or 4 days worth of food, water, and supplies, you know, stocked medicine. You know, this is stuff that you can, you know, we keep a lot of this stuff with our camping supplies, our what I call is our bug out boxes. And, you know, we also have a camp stove along with, you know, with our grill outside. So, you know, if the power did go off for an extended period of time, between the generator, the camp stove, and all of this, we would be fine.
Yeah.
But a lot of people aren't in the same situation.
True. Exactly. I mean, look what you guys did the first day. You know, I admire the fact that you assessed the situation, saw that yours was mostly cleanup and other people needed a lot of help, and you guys went into action. But that's the kind of people you guys are as well. You're always helping others, and, you know, that's one of the reasons why I love you guys. I really appreciate, even though I wasn't there and I'm not the people you helped, I appreciate the fact that you did that as well.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's what community is about. You know, the cannabis community is amazing, and our neighbors are amazing, and we love to help as many as we can. And it's, you know, it's not always about you. Our neighbors lost a lot, and, you know, I was telling STEVEO last night when I was talking to him, you know, we took minimal damage compared to our neighbors. And for our 70-year-old neighbor to be out there with a garbage bag trying to pick up all this insulation and shingles and aluminum and everything in her yard, if we wouldn't have helped, I would have sat here and felt like the biggest piece of garbage there was, because she's 70 and she's out there doing it on her own, you know? And so we helped her first and then moved on to the next house. That's just what neighbors do. Neighbors help neighbors. It's a community, just like the cannabis community. We appreciate everybody that has called us and helped us out. And I didn't, you know, I talked to people over the last 2 days that we hadn't heard from in months, and it brings the community together. It brings people together. Yes, it's tragic, but at the same time, it makes you realize the things that you're grateful for and the things you're thankful for.
Definitely.
So, like I said, the house, it's things. It's the people, and that's, to me, I am thankful that we had injuries and thankful for everything. Everything, we're blessed. You know?
Yeah.
Yep. Can't replace people, but you can replace things.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, hopefully they all have good insurance and are able to repair their stuff quickly, and they don't hold the checks forever.
and give them a hard time about replacing
Right.
things.
The
Yeah.
biggest problem here is the insurance companies. Beth can't touch anything until Monday.
Mm.
Jimmy can't touch anything until Monday. They can't.
Oh,
She
right.
can't
'Cause
move.
they got to come inspect.
They have to
and
wait
shit.
for the insurance adjusters to come out and inspect.
Mhm.
The most they could do is have SIIR Pro come out and plastic their roofs.
Yeah.
Mm.
Boy.
Well, maybe now's the time to build an outdoor shelter and live off grid.
Right.
I would
But
love
I
that.
mean, I'm also impressed with the way your community services came together as well. By bringing
yeah.
those, they have dumpsters out for everybody. They also have, they're coming around with end loaders to scoop it up from the end of the driveway and dump it for them. And they got that. Like, still, I'm impressed at how quickly they worked on your electricity situation and got that all
amazing.
done.
4:30 in the morning, they were out putting up the poles, and they
Nice.
worked diligent. They were still working this afternoon, putting up poles.
Yeah.
But they worked all day and all night.
Do you have your internet, or do you have to use your hotspot, or what do you do?
We're using our hotspot.
Using the hot spot.
So no internet right now. Oh well, that's
That's
not
okay.
the end of the world. Yeah,
No,
that's not the end of the world.
I pay for a hotspot anyways for that reason. So,
Yeah.
even
Right.
if something like this happens, we still have internet, so we can,
Yeah.
And even on clear, nice days, our internet goes out.
our internet
So,
goes out here. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is all of us here, Ashley too. I mean, we all live in areas where tornadoes can happen.
Yeah, there
And
were snowstorms up north. The kids were out of school all week because there was no power at the school.
really, wow.
See?
It took them a week to get the power back on, and they had theirs the very next same day, pretty much.
I think emergency management came in and deemed it a disaster, so they came in quick, and came in really fast. But man, they were on it because when our power goes out just from a regular storm, it doesn't happen that fast. We've been without power longer
What
during a
phone
regular
service do you
storm.
have?
Yeah.
What phone service do you have?
Us, Verizon.
Verizon.
Shout out to Verizon Hotspot.
Yeah, right. Verizon hotspots are worth it. It looks like you guys look the same as always. Yeah.
bad.
Bad.
No,
Same
it's,
as always. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, like I said, we're blessed and we're thankful, and you guys just be prepared because it can happen in the blink of an eye, and just make sure that you guys all have a plan.
You see, Joshua, I had a reason for not making the meeting. I told you we were having some storms come through.
Well, it's raining now. It's pouring.
it's down
Yeah,
below.
it's now, this is a good time to talk about it because they're talking about generational flooding for our friends down in Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, Kentucky, southern Indiana. They're talking 10 to 15 inches of rain over the next 3 days.
Yeah.
And there's going to be places that are going to flood that have never flooded in recent memory. So everybody be very careful, keep aware of the situation. And that's the other thing. Don't let yourself get caught behind the 8 ball. When they say evacuate.
When they say take cover, find shelter now. Find shelter.
Yeah, probably some pretty good words of advice, whether it's a hurricane, a flood, a fire, tornadoes.
We're looking at our phones going, take shelter now. Get somewhere, and we're like, where do we go?
If
Yeah,
you're
right.
gonna leave your house, though, I feel like it would be really important to have an emergency backpack on hand,
yeah.
Right.
or
And-
duffel bag,
and-
whatever, to pack up and
I
go.
agree.
You don't have to think about it.
Absolutely. Mhm.
We have supplies in the house, and then we have
Supplies in the garage.
detached garages, so we have stuff in those. So hopefully, if one thing is hit, we have
Yeah.
resources in another area also. So that's the general idea. Not everything's
Inflatable
stored
boat.
all together.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Just
Or
put
airbag.
some doobies in a jar. Put some doobies in a jar.
Right.
Yeah.
They won't do
Waterproof.
that
seal
way.
bags.
Right. What a disaster. I mean, it's just out of the blue, weather's, it's just boom, there it is, like the storm wasn't doing enough damage to the trees, not to mention the tornado coming through and wiping out homes,
Yeah.
That had to have been terrifying. I just keep thinking of you guys during that moment, what that must have
And
been
him on
like.
top of me on the floor.
Yeah, well, that too, Matt, that was a good move. I give you big respect for that, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Good move.
I do too, because in that moment, honestly, I mean, we're a very loving couple, but we're not like, very affectionate. So like in that moment, him on top of me on the floor, it's one of those reassuring feelings. I don't know if that makes sense, but it reassures me that my husband loves me because he was on top. And
She felt
he was-
safe and turned on.
Momentary lapse of reason. That's my defense.
Oh, that's funny.
You come here, you scaredy cat.
So do you guys have your own emergency plans? Do you have something in place, supplies ready if something would happen?
I don't.
No.
I don't. And
We're not really in a flood zone, but I mean, we have had tornadoes, really bad storms, and stuff like that. So
yeah.
no,
I mean, we lived here.
Especially now, moving out, everything's at the damn storage unit. So I guess that's my
Right.
tornado shelter.
We've lived here 10 years, and every major storm that's ever come through has missed us. They always go north of us, always go south of us. We're on the top of the valley, and
You got
this
that
time,
protective aura.
this time we weren't so lucky, I mean, we were lucky, don't get me wrong, but the storm coming through town wasn't so lucky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wood stoves. That is, if you have a wood stove and you live, that's what we heated a lot with when I grew up. And again, we grew up out in the middle of nowhere, and a few times we were snowed in for a week at a time before plows came through and clean the roads out. So you kind of learn to be, without power for 3-4 days, and that was amazing. We didn't have, of course, computers or cell phones or anything. So when the power went out, you played cards, you did whatever, and when it got dark, you went to bed.
Yep.
And that's and that's why the candles work well for me, because if your power's out and it's dark, there's really no reason to be up. Might as well just go to bed.
Yep.
Silly little dog. The thunder stopped, so now she'll go out in the living room. She's a little freaked out by storms now.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Big smoke.
So anyways, so what can you do to protect your plants during a storm?
Well,
They're tied down if
So
they're
you guys-
outside.
yeah, tying them down. Tying them up's about the only thing you can do, but in a situation like your storm with 75 mile an hour, 100 mile an hour winds, I don't think there's much you can do.
Pray.
Right. Not much is going to save them. Now our mulberry tree lost a big branch in the yard, and then our ornamental pear, half of it's down in the yard.
That was a road at Sharon that we lost that big branch on.
No,
Yeah,
that is not. That's the mulberry.
it's the one it's next to Mulberry on.
Yeah, there's 2 mulberries
Okay.
right there. 2 mulberries. The road is Sharon's the
Remember-
bush. And
Remember
I
that
think it's
mulberry
gone.
tree I brought you, Steve-O, and you left it?
STEVEO.
I'm just giving you shit. I'm not mad about it. I gotta give you shit.
Hello, Alice.
But you know what's amazing? Our little plums that we planted and our weeping willow that we planted last summer all survived that storm.
Hell yeah.
And, you know, Craig also mentioned something else, another ice storms. You know, that's another one that brings, you know, could be long-lasting power outages and all.
I think that's what we get here more than anything in the winter. We get more ice here than we get snow.
Oh, yeah, we've been caught in ice storm. Yeah, hurricanes. Let's see, I've been through tornado, hurricane, and blizzard.
A few years back, we used to have an old Jeep that we drove around, and we were town. I don't remember what we went to town for. It was late. We went to town and we couldn't get home because all the roads were so iced. We ended up sleeping in the car until the sun came up, till the ice started to melt off the roads.
Yeah, we got lots of ice here too.
Yeah.
Always.
We live up on a hill, so every road coming home was up a hill.
We ain't getting very far.
We didn't go very far at all.
Yeah, I mean, we get some pretty bad winter storms. All of us do, you know. So I think there's a better chance of a snow emergency really than a rain-related event.
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah,
We're not really
yeah.
like in the risk zone either. If we flood here, then I know it's bad.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say that because our yard is pretty well flooded.
Our town is built on a swamp.
So Wayne, how's
Hey,
it going, buddy?
Wayne.
Wayne Cruz.
Wayne Cruz.
So, yeah, we're a little pooped today. We're kind of tuckered out. We got any
Yeah.
music, Steve? I don't know what time it is.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, we got music tonight. Tonight we're going to feature some Ganja Goat by Mendo Dope.
Right on.
Right on.
All right. Well, let's go ahead. We'll run that now then, and we'll see you all in about 4 minutes at the end of the song. Continue our discussion. See you in a minute.
Wake 'em up, tracks.
On the ganja go, feeling like the greatest of all time. Get you high with this dope rhyme, teaching cultivation worldwide. On the ganja go, I'ma get you high with this dope rhyme. On the ganja go, feeling like the greatest of all time. Get you high with this dope rhyme, teaching cultivation worldwide. On the ganja go, I'ma get you high with this dope rhyme. I've been growing for over a decade. Build brands, helped y'all get paid. Full term, sun grown, high grade. Mendo, the hills I was raised. Did it all on our own, self-made. Glass shards, the emerald tri-flame. I'm the ganja goat, I microscope the dope, and yo nose is the only thing that grows y'all just like Pinocchio's. You never had toast stacked on top of toast. The only time you ever seen a field of dreams is when you sipped the lean and fell asleep. You had the green but woke up in the sheets. I'ma teach these cats how to grow some weed. I don't use no chemicals, got CBD instead of pills. Get THCA straight from Gill. No, I won't change, I keep it real. Let's crack the seal on this. Jar smells like an orange peel in this. Roll it, light it, now we feeling this. Crystal shining, now we healing this. Pain that I had is gone. Say what I had in the bag was wrong. Then I grew up and I found out what I had in my backpack and the bag was bomb. Tell him move on if he ain't down. Dank what I'm passing round. Born in a ganja town, every year I plant new seeds in the ground. On the ganja go, feeling like the greatest of all time. Get you high with this dope rhyme, teaching cultivation worldwide. On the ganja go, I'ma get you high with this dope rhyme. On the ganja go, feeling like the greatest of all time. Get you high with this dope rhyme, teaching cultivation worldwide. On the ganja go, oldie, I'ma get you high with this dope rhyme. Yo, I'ma gas on this. Write my rap with hash on this. Fingerprints of resin, I'm representing ganja farmer back on this. Been growing that dank and I'm pushing that top rank straight from the outlaw scene. I'ma break this down like enzymes in the soil from the alfalfa seeds. SSTs, brew with ease, grew the trees, who taught ya? Sticky smelling like lemon squeezed on all this good green ganja. If it ain't chirpy, don't want ya. I got too much varieties to choose, all green shock ya. I'm one of the best to ever do it. Got laced by the ones who led the movement. Set trends on the world the way we grew it. Ask P did it, just how we do it. Some more of it when I roll this potent dope in it. Shakes your focus, hold it in and choke. Real we culture what I spoke and I teach this technique coast to coast. Let's toast. We don't brag, but we do got enough fresh weed in December to fill up Santa Claus bag. I'ma go bad if I ain't got no smoke. Shit, I'ma jump out in the field, start chewing on plants. Don't trip on me, I'm the ganja goat. Feeling like the greatest of all time. Get you high with this dope rhyme. Teaching cultivation worldwide. I'm the ganja goat. I'ma get you high with this dope rhyme. I'm the ganja goat. Feeling like the greatest of all time. Get you high with this dope rhyme. Teaching cultivation worldwide. I'm the ganja goat. I'ma get you high with this dope rhyme.
STEVEO music.
It's okay. She was your
All
I
right.
don't want her on.
Got us high with that dope rhyme.
Big Thunder. Lily got scared.
Yeah, the dog's gun shy now.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that was a traumatic experience for all of you.
Yep. Now she hears a storm and she gets all kinds
So
of
you guys,
nervous.
I want all of us to put out some good vibes and prayers for Craig Provost and his family. Please.
Absolutely.
And
Thank you.
STEVEO and Hayes.
And Steve-O and Hayes, you guys, I mean,
Thank you.
you know, we're doing great. We're fine now. It's just, like I said, small repairs and cleanup is where we're at. But there are people in the community that need your good vibes and your prayers. Craig is one of them. Steve-O is one of them. Smashley's one of them for her move coming up and sale of her
No
house.
fight.
So just good vibes to everybody.
And, you know,
Yeah.
if you notice at the bottom of the screen, everybody, we have, there's a, if you want to donate to the ROACHEE's Disaster Fund and help them out, send a Cash App to Master ROACHEE. And that's his handle. Just spell it like it normally is.
Yeah. Well, we thank you for this. I got some good news. I've got an interview next Thursday
Ooh.
with the owner of a company here in town. So hopefully I'll be back to work shortly. But yeah, we thought we were going to have to provide our own dumpsters and everything.
Yeah.
Which isn't, thank
goodness we didn't have to do that.
Yeah, because that
But,
was expensive.
yeah. but
Yeah,
we
oh,
still
yeah.
have to
That's
get some
500
robotic-
by itself. Mm-hmm.
Oh, feeling a little bit better. So,
That's good.
okay.
Oh, good.
Uh,
Yeah, you were just getting low, obviously. You know the feeling now, don't you? You can tell.
Oh, he does.
yeah, no doubt. And the weird thing is, Steve, because I know you're diabetic too. I had chicken and I had rice, and normally rice will put my sugar right up there, and for some reason
It didn't today.
it didn't.
Well, we've been doing a lot of work though.
Yeah, Dan Bear. Yes, since we stopped doing the Monday show, we're kind of reworking some stuff to get people on the Thursday show. I need to talk to Crystal and Steve-O, and we're going to work up a calendar. So we will be getting you on because, you know what, mushrooms.
Mushrooms are making. Did you see the thing I shared earlier about?
Yeah.
Actually, I think Koala shared it, and I shared it, and it was about traumatic brain injury and psilocybin studies in rats have shown that psilocybin is reconnecting neural pathways.
Yeah.
So yes, but they're actually doing studies. We've known it, and those have done it, but now studies are coming out proving it. So
Yeah. I know that after I have a microdose of about a gram or so, even though I kind of feel it because they're enigmas that I have right now, I still feel a bit of a trippy buzz, but it's more of energy, and it will give me 3 or 4 days of extra pain relief every time. I've tried taking more, and it doesn't do more if I take more. It just gives me that little bit of a fade. And, I agree. I mean, especially neural pathways, because that's what neuropathy is. It's the correlation
Right.
between your brain and the dead nerves, so.
And makes you feel pain,
Yeah.
when there's no pain there, or a tingling, or it's where it turns into pain. So yeah.
It definitely helps,
And,
for sure. And it's really great for depression, in my opinion. I'm not a doctor. This is just my opinion, but, a lot of people, especially if they microdose, have great results with using mushrooms instead of, Zoloft or something like that. You know what I mean? So
just furnace blowing.
Yeah,
there's been a lot of stories.
Big old
Dan would be able to talk about that. What do you say, Smash?
We're all a
I
little
said big
gun
old
shy over
FU
here.
to Big Farm.
Yep, big old FU to Big Farm.
The furnace kicked on, and we're both looking out the window because we thought it was wind.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Well, you're expecting storms again, right? So.
Well, we got thunderstorms happening right now.
Good night, Alice.
Good night, Alice.
Alice, we love you. Alice's area had some damage too, but I think it was more rural where Alice lives.
Yeah.
A lot more toward Rockville here. There was a lot of rural damage. And Brownsburg was more commercial damage from the storms last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the night before. It was the night before, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Well,
sorry.
No, it's okay. Even without a tornado now, if you just got a storm with high winds, some of those roofs that have already been damaged could be lifted up again and moved, and things of that sort, even with just a powerful thunderstorm, so
Yeah.
you got to be careful out there for sure. Wow.
Oh, yeah. It's Craig, it's just Master ROCHEE. All one word.
Well, I've decided.
Yeah, it's just Master ROCHEE.
$sign.
$sign. But if you punch in Master ROCHEE, it'll pop up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh.
But anyway, so now, yeah.
That's right, Craig. I've got bifocals. I can't see my glasses on. I can't see my glasses off. I don't know if they really make a difference.
Yeah.
Or if it's just me.
Yeah.
Well, the thunder stopped. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
We're gun shy right now, Like I said, that furnace kicked on and we both looked at the window.
Yeah, it makes me think that, indoor farming and things of that sort, tower gardening inside, it's important too, because you can have food,
Yes, but you also have to have electricity.
well, to continue to grow. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Back to the
What I've
canning
done.
your own.
Yeah, exactly. If you have it preserved, then you're golden. But what I've done in the past, because we haven't been more than, honestly, I don't even think we've been more than a day or two, if that, without power. So I've just taken them apart and just put the plants in the water, waited for the power to turn back on, and then hooked it all back up. But I think that generator, I would like to have a generator for that reason. So that the power still have power.
Right.
But like I said, we got lucky. I bought that generator when we bought it last year when we were vending, so we would have lights when we were vending. And I bought it on an Amazon, Amazon for special customers does the 5 payments, and I did it on 5 payments of like $85.
Oh,
And,
you got a nice one.
Oh yeah.
and it's a whisper
Yeah,
quiet generator, and it'll power pretty much just. I mean, we had, like I said, the coffee pot, the refrigerator, the phone's all charging, and then it has a regular phone port charger on it, and he was charging his phone out off the generator. So
I'm gonna cut our camera for a minute, but the mic will be going.
oh, okay.
All right, I'll be back.
He's not feeling good.
Yeah, with how jumpy you guys are, it probably is a little bit of PTSD from the storm.
Yeah.
There's a lot of PTSD from this.
Yeah.
I don't know how to turn our camera back on.
Well,
I
it's
took
nice
his-
to Master Roachie.
It is. You
Oh, his
just,
stomach is grumbling.
you just click start cam at the bottom. That's all.
Let's see. Oh, I see it.
Cam. Booyah. There you go.
Look, I think Hey.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, he's
Matt's not.
hilarious.
Yeah, well, we have a short show tonight anyway, so we can definitely take care of that. When Matt gets back, I can do Stoned or Stupid, and we can go out with a laugh if you guys want. That sound fun?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. So, Ashley, do you have any other ideas as far as prepping and things of that sort? I mean, what else do we got to prep? You know?
So I, of course, I'm a herb
What's up?
lover.
Because
so
you have
my
to. You have
kind
to
of
positive,
prep-
you know, and like I said, I look at all the things that I am.
Is she frozen or me?
She was frozen for a second.
No, it's
Yeah.
me.
Okay.
You're frozen.
Off and on. I'm like, wait a minute, who's talking?
Yeah. Oh, that was pretty scary, Dan. I bet 80-mile-an-hour winds is
That was
nothing
us the
to
other day.
laugh at. Yeah.
I missed it all. So I do Instacart, which is basically delivering groceries. And that day I had my daughter doing it with me. And we were just doing orders, and we bypassed the storm the entire time, like basically driving around it. And then on the way back through, we seen the damage, but we had 80-mile-per-hour winds. There was trees on houses. There was a whole gas station, like, you know, the big old awning thing that's over the pumps that was completely flipped over.
Whoa.
Like, holy shit, I've never seen that. But it was
Yeah.
kind of funny how we missed it all. I mean, it's a good thing we missed it all, but you know.
Yeah,
it was kinda
yeah.
crazy. Like, I didn't realize like how much damage there was, but we seen a lot.
Yeah. That's why
I
Mama
don't
knew.
know. Like I said, it's just a little scary.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, shit. There's no
Worst
doubt in
part
my
We've
I
mind.
been
ever had
out
to go
working
through
in the
was tornado.
insulation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, I've seen these emergency food kits a lot these days. Or even
Yeah.
like the emergency radios would be good to have on hand just in case too.
Right. Transistor radios
Yeah.
that don't have batteries. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I
like
mean,
I said, he's not, I don't know if he's gonna come back.
Did he say he wasn't feeling good again?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I
Well,
said,
we
a
can
lot of it
put
is out.
tonight, I understand.
A lot of it's out. We've been out working in that, breathing that insulation. I mean, everything
Oh,
is
yeah.
covered in
So
insulation.
much for Mullen.
The buildings are covered, the vehicles are covered. Everything looks like
Yeah.
mud, but it's insulation. It's all over everything. So a lot of that could be bringing that in, and just being out in the cold, in the rain, and picking garbage up. It's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely.
But our neighborhood doesn't even look. I mean, other than the tarps on the roofs, after all the cleaning that we've all done, it doesn't even look like it did at all. I mean, it's back to kind of looking normal, other than the dumpsters in the road, and you know.
Yeah. Wow. I couldn't even imagine any of this happening to me, you know, but, you know, there's been some close calls where, you know, we've we've been clipped a couple times, but it was just yard mess. You know, nobody's installation or anything like that. At least, you know, no pieces of other people's homes. Just knocking my shit over and tree branches. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, there's quite a bit of, you know, just damage in general, just wind damage. And it's a lot to deal with. It's a lot of stress. And, but I mean, I think we're doing okay. Like I said, I am thankful. I'm blessed. Property's one thing. People are a whole nother. And I'm thankful that nobody in our community was injured or hurt and that we're all here to help each other, you know?
Yep, that's right. Community.
That's the most important thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Craig's trying to send you something too, so that's awesome. Thanks, Craig. Thank you very much. Here's the kit. That's the link to the kit. Yeah.
Now, for those food buckets, they will send you a sample kit that's 4 days worth of food and send you a catalog. So consider doing that because they will send you a sample that's 4 days worth of food and a catalog. You don't actually have to buy anything to get the sample kit. And that's handy just to have. And a lot of those companies do that so that you can see what you're actually getting. It's quiet. It's too quiet. No, let's do stoned or stupid.
You got it. You got it. Give me just a second here.
Hash bashes this weekend in Michigan.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I'm gonna go tomorrow.
Are you gonna go tomorrow?
Yeah. And guess who else is coming?
Well, I have the camera
Actually,
on.
a few people that I know of, but I'm gonna go with the Michigan Weedsters. But also,
we're gonna do stoned or stupid, and we're gonna end it.
Okay.
Daniel and Cassandra.
You okay?
Yeah.
They're gonna come up here. I'm so excited.
What do you guys have planned?
So we're gonna. I invited them to the hash bash with me, and we're gonna enjoy it and have fun.
Awesome.
And, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Weedsters, and then I seen that Daniel Mercado is. I'm not sure if that's how he's going, and then I know that Lord Leaf Cycle's going. And I think that's all that I know of right now. Obviously, a ton more people because there's like going to be a ton of booths and event like tables and all that. But it'd be cool to see them and say hey. Yeah, and the speaker Tommy Chong is going to be speaking.
Oh, really? Wow. Do you think you're going to get a photo op or anything? Or?
Well, I don't even know, but I'm sure going to try.
That would be amazing.
Right?
Oh, you better.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah. You know, it's not that expensive to have him.
Back, Steve-O, you ready?
Neo. Yeah, sure. No problem. Here we go.
Right,
once again, this week, we are going to go ahead and check out Stoned or Stupid, everybody. Welcome. Oh, yeah. Criminal of the day, absolutely idiotic or stoned, perhaps, people. You know, we have to decide whether or not we believe this person is either stoned or stupid. And then we'll go around. We want to hear also from the audience as well. And let us know. Now, what I do is I search the internet for posts. Because you don't have to be a genius to be a criminal, obviously. And, you know, a lot of these posts are just dedicated to the dumb and the dumbest of all. You know what I mean? But here's our idiot criminal of the day. A beer thief in Oklahoma knew when enough was enough. Once he was trapped and had nowhere else to go, he just had a drink and chatted with witnesses. Now, this is what happened. A man from Oklahoma smashed out the doors in a quick trip gas station to steal some beer this weekend. Then he fled, and somehow he ended up crashing into a grocery store. And then he was cornered and had nowhere else to go. So he just cracked open a beer and chatted with a few witnesses while the police were on their way to arrest him. Now, he was identified as a guy named Jose Silverio, and he was arrested and faces charges relating to felony vandalism and petty larceny. So, obviously, this guy was drinking. So, I'm going with stoned, but not in the normal sense of the word, of course. But I think that he just drank so much that he just didn't realize what he was doing at all, pretty much. So, what do you think, Smashy?
Yeah, I feel like that sounds about legit. What you said.
Yeah.
What you said. Actually, I don't know. I don't necessarily know that it. I would say, yeah, he's stupid.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would say drunk or stoned, but experienced. He understood that if he runs, he's just going to get more charges and go to jail tired. So might as well make the best of a bad situation and just party it up until it ends.
Yeah, that's probably the best description. Yep. So next one. Now, a 50-year-old man, or excuse me, a 53-year-old man named Dale from West Virginia. He's in a real pickle. Dale. After he took things too far when someone ate all of the tacos. According to a report, Martin became irate with someone else in the household for eating all the tacos. That's when Martin went into his bedroom, came out with a .22 caliber semi-automatic rifle. He fired a shot into the staircase where the victim had been standing. Another witness told police that Martin had called them and told them about the taco situation and even threatened to, quote, get the 12 gauge and blow his effing head off, unquote. Deputies found the firearm and the spent shell casing from the gunshot. Martin was arrested and charged with attempted murder. No word on where the tacos were from, but James assumes it had to be a smorgasbord of cheesy gordita crunches and other Taco Bell delicacies.
that's crazy. That is insane.
Oh, man.
Don't touch my tacos.
Yeah, Stone, definitely Stone, because he for sure had the munchies.
Yeah, he was pissed.
He was
Definitely stoned.
He was hangry stoned.
I'll tell you, I don't know where those tacos came from, but I would definitely be advertising tacos good enough to fight over.
Yeah,
Or kill somebody over
tacos. Yeah,
That's some serious munchies going on there.
That is definitely not Taco Bell food.
Oh, man.
That's like that's like fighting over the football side burritos,
Yeah. Now this was in West Virginia too, so that this definitely sounds like some Jerry Springer stuff here for sure. Give me my taco. Well, I got one more for you. This one's probably pretty self-explanatory, but a 19-year-old guy is in some trouble after carjacking a woman driving for a rideshare company. This guy named Jeremiah ordered a Lyft ride back in October, and according to the reports, once he got to the destination, that's when things took a turn. Charles punched the female driver in the head, arm, and stomach while being continuously hit, the woman jumped out of the car. It was at this point Charles hopped into the driver's seat and took off with the woman's Toyota Corolla. Now, it wasn't hard for the police to track him down because he booked a Lyft ride through his own account with his real name. So a subpoena to the Lyft company gave cops all of his information and they tracked him down. They even found the victim's car near his home once they caught up to him. So he booked the ride and then did this to her, took off with the car, and thinking that they wouldn't even know who he was. But he booked the ride. Oh my God.
That's just a dumbass. Like,
Well, I mean, sounds like a pretty violent guy, so I'm thinking pretty stupid. Yeah,
But
pretty
yeah,
damn stupid.
if he was stoned, he'd have just been real mellow about it, you know. I don't think he was stoned. I think he was stupid.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
say you?
I've got to go with stupid on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I mean, I wonder if he planned, obviously he didn't plan it out or anything.
No, I don't think that was planned at all. I don't know about, some people anymore.
Well, with the aggressive behavior, they're not stoned.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's
dumb.
You carjack it to drive home.
You call an Uber to take you somewhere,
Yeah.
and you carjack it and go back home. He's stupid.
Right. That's pretty dumb. I thought when I started reading it, I thought, oh, there's no way like this guy started doing Uber trips or something with the car, using her Uber account or something.
He would probably, though.
Right. Unbelievable. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. And then, the guy that ran into the damn, he took off from one robbery just to run his car into a grocery store and then just sit there and wait for the cops. I mean, that's kind of casual, I would say,
Right? Yeah, he was more stoned than stupid, but this one, he's a little stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know where he went.
Well,
he keeps leaving me.
Well, that is this week's episode of Stoned or Stupid, where every week we find stupid or stoned criminals and stupid things that they've done, and we try to decide which it was. And it's a fun little segment. So if anyone ever has any ideas or any stories or anything that they want me to share, just DM those to me, DM me the link or whatever, and your story may end up on Stoned or Stupid. So thanks everybody for tuning in once again.
Choo-choo.
Yeah. So tonight I think was a good episode. I think that it was good for you guys to get your story out and let everybody know what happened. And like I said, I mean, it taught us a lesson that we need to be more prepared for these type of disasters. Yeah. I know I definitely am really worried about it now all of a sudden because what would happen if my family was destitute because of a disaster? They would be looking to me, of course, to take care of the problem and to be the guy that pulls out 3 months worth of food and clean water, things of that sort. I mean, I would love to be that hero for my family,
Right.
For sure.
Well, like I said, it gave me a new appreciation for my husband. Like, he got on top of us. He would put himself in danger.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. It's scary.
Yeah. Mad respect for that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like I said, just be grateful for what you have and thankful for community because community is everything. And like I said, I appreciate more and more the people that we have in our community here at home and our community online. I've had more people reach out to me over the last 2 days and just to make sure we were okay. People that I haven't talked to in months that saw it on the news and were worried, Yeah. And it makes you appreciate everything just a little bit more and be more grateful and more thankful. And I have to honestly say, you know, I love you all. I do. I love STEVEO. I love Ashley. I love everybody in the Canna community that reached out to us to make sure we were all right. We're, you know, we're pretty. Oh, look, he's back. We're a pretty resilient couple. We've been through a lot. This is just kind of the icing on the cake this year.
Oh, yeah.
And the year's just begun, so we'll be good though.
Yeah,
How you feeling?
rough.
Rough. So I think you guys, we are going to say good night to everybody. And I know it hasn't been the greatest show, but we love you.
Yeah,
One more.
absolutely. And just remember, everybody, try to be more prepared for this type of situation. And, you know, be like the ROACHEEs in this type of situation, too. You know, just when disaster happens, you know, make sure you check on your neighbors and other people and, you know, do your part in the community to help. And it may wipe you out, make you super tired, but, you know, it's all worth it because, you know, you would want the help as well if you need it. So.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And donate to the ROACHEE's Disaster Help Fund. There's the Cash App across the bottom. It is Master ROACHEE. We all know how to spell it. So let's make sure that anything that you can do to help will be much appreciated for this unexpected disaster that they're going through. So.
Much love.
Yeah.
Big love, everybody.
Hey, Ashley, where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me on Sundays on the NOK network, 7 Eastern Standard Time. And we switched the Health and Homesteading show to Tuesdays at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
And of course, Fridays with the Groove Train fam at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, yeah. That's what's up. Yeah, you guys, well, you guys as well can find me on the NOK network as well. NOK Wednesdays for STEVEO. I do my IWK 710 daily session at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and then directly after, Peace News and Views, the interview show that everyone loves. And, you know, we get some great guests on there, Kim Cooper and I on the NOK network. And then besides Wednesdays, you can catch me here on the Groove Train with my awesome joint hosts as well.
And you can find us right here on the Groove Train on Friday nights and Thursday nights on the NOK network as well at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time for Thursday Night Vibes with Master ROCHEE.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys, I love y'all. And we appreciate everybody, and thank you guys for coming in.
Yep, sounds great, everybody. Have a wonderful night, everyone. See you next week, same time, same groove.
Choo-choo.
Choo-choo.
Thanks for riding the groove train tonight. Peace, love, and vibes feeling oh so right. Ashley's wisdom keeps it rolling strong. STEVEO's vibe keep us grooving along. Master ROCHEE with the deep, cool flow. Mama ROCHEE spreads the love, let it grow. Nancy brings a growing knowledge all the time. We'll catch you next week, same groove, same time. Groove train's rolling, feel the beat. Cannabis music and love can't be beat. See you next Friday at 9, don't be late. Groove train vibes, it's a magical state. The groove train's rolling, feel the beat. Cannabis music and love can't be beat. See you next Friday at 9, don't be late. Groove train vibes, it's a magical state. This is Ashley, STEVEO, Master ROCHEE, Mama ROCHEE, and Nancy signing off. Thanks for grooving with us. Stay lifted, stay peaceful, and keep that love flowing. Catch you next Friday at 9. Groove trains rolling, feel the beat. Cannabis music and love can't be beat. See you next Friday at 9, don't be late. Groove train vibes, it's a magical state. Groove trains rolling, feel the beat. Cannabis music and love can't be beat. See you next Friday at 9, don't be late. Groove train vibes, it's a magical state. This is Ashley, STEVEO, Master ROCHEE, Mama ROCHEE, and Nancy signing off. Thanks for grooving with us. Stay lifted, stay peaceful, and keep that love flowing. Catch you next Friday night.